Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to crochet these socks. I've linked the written pattern in the description below as well as the list of materials that you're going to need. So rather than sitting here and rambling on at the beginning of the video, have a look at that description to see everything that you're going to need as well as a link to the written pattern and pattern details. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to begin with a magic ring. So you're going to lay the yarn over your 4 fingers like this. Wrap it around and let it just cross over itself. Let me do that again. Okay, so wrap it around, let it cross over itself like this. Take your hook, push it under the first piece over the second, and then carefully scoop up a loop onto your hook. Pull your hand out and pick up your working yarn. We're going to begin with a chain 1. I'm just going to pull this to make it a little bit smaller. That'll make it easier to work with. There we go. Now, especially working with such a fine yarn, I definitely recommend using a stitch marker to keep track of the start and end of each round. Especially in this case, we want to keep track of our chain 1. Okay, so we worked our chain 1 there. Now we're going to half double crochet 10 times into the magic ring, being sure to work over both pieces of yarn. So yarn over your hook, push it into the magic ring, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull right through all 3. That's 1. We're going to do it 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you're going to pick up that tail end and pull the magic ring closed. Okay. And then into your chain 1 space, you're going to close with a slip stitch. So push the hook into that chain 1 space, yarn over, and pull right through. You're going to pull out that stitch marker, and we're going to begin the next round with a chain 1 again. Mark your chain 1. And now working into each stitch all the way around, we're going to work 2 half double crochets. So yarn over, push your hook into that very first stitch and work 1 half double crochet, and then another one in the very same stitch. And you're just going to go ahead and continue doing that all the way around. So 2 half double crochets into every single stitch all the way around. By the time that you finish this round, you should have a total of 20 stitches. And you're going to close the round with a slip stitch in the chain 1 space and then come back. Okay, so now that we just finished working our 2 stitches in every stitch around, we've closed with our slip stitch, chain 1, and move the stitch marker up. Now what we're going to be doing is working 2 half double crochets in the first stitch, 1 in the next, 2 in the following, 1 in the next. You're going to work those stitches all the way around, close with a slip stitch, chain 1. By the end of that round, you should have a total of 30 stitches. So go ahead and work that and then come back. Again, it's 2 half double crochets in the first, 1 in the next, 2 in the following, 1 in the next, all the way around. You should have 30 stitches, close with a slip stitch, chain 1, and come back. All right, so now for this next round, we're going to work 2 half double crochets into that very first stitch, I'm sorry, my stitch marker is covering that first stitch, but I'm just working 2 half double crochets in the first, 1 into each of the following 2. So I did 1 in the second stitch. I'm moving and doing 1 more in that third. And now we're going to do 2 in the next. So 2 half double crochets in that next stitch. One into each of the following 2. So 1 in that next, 1 in the next one after that. And then you're going to do 2 in the following, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and you're going to do that all the way around. Close with your slip stitch, chain 1. By the end of this round, you should have a total of 40 stitches, and then come back. Okay, so now that you finished that last round there, you should have a total of 40 stitches. Now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1 like we have been doing, but you're going to work 1 half double crochet in every stitch all the way around. Close with the slip stitch, chain 1. You're going to go ahead and repeat that for a total of 6 rounds. Okay, so when you finish doing 6 rounds of just working 1 half double crochet into every stitch, come back and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so now that you've finished with those rounds, for this next one, we're going to chain 2. We're not going to place a stitch marker in this chain because we're about to work continuous rounds of double crochet without closing our rounds. So instead of putting a stitch marker in the top of the chain 2, we're going to put a stitch marker in our first stitch of this round to keep track of where our rounds start and end. So let's work a double crochet into the first stitch here. So you're going to yarn over, push your hook into that first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. We're going to put our stitch marker right here into that first stitch of our round. We're going to work 1 double crochet into every single stitch all the way around. And as I just mentioned, we're not going to be closing our rounds. So when you get back to the beginning of this one, when you get all the way here to the start, you're just going to go ahead and continue on working just continuous rounds of double crochet. We're going to do that for a total of 18 rounds. So you're just going to be working 1 double crochet into every single stitch all the way around for a total of 18 rounds. With the stitch marker, I just want to make one more note here. So I will be leaving this one in this stitch because I also want to be able to easily keep track of my rounds. But if you want to track your first stitch and you want to use a stitch marker, I'd recommend using another stitch marker to keep track of each round. Okay, or however you prefer. You can also tell because of the difference of the 2 stitches, so you can easily count your double crochet rounds. However you want to prefer moving forward, just it's really important not to close them because you can see when we close our rounds, there is a bit of a seam that occurs. This one is okay. It's not going to cause any problems for you, but you don't want to have a seam up the entire sock. Okay, so that's why we're working continuous rounds. So go ahead and just continue working your 18 rounds of 1 double crochet in each stitch and then come back. Okay, so now that we finished all of those rounds you've left off here, we're going to work 1 half double crochet into each of the first 20 stitches. So yarn over, push your hook into this stitch here, and you can go ahead and put a stitch marker in that stitch just so we can keep track. So that's 1, 2, 3. Keep going until you get to 20 and then come back. Okay, so now that you finish those 20 stitches, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. We're going to work a half double crochet decrease. Okay. So the way we do a half double crochet decrease, you're going to yarn over, push your hook into that first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've now got 3 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch, push your hook through, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've now got 5 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull right through all 5. And that's your half double crochet decrease. So we took 2 stitches and made it into 1. Now you're going to work 1 half double crochet into each of the next 16 stitches. So just a regular half double crochet into each of the next 16 stitches and then come back. Okay, so now we're back here where our stitch marker is, which marks that first stitch of the row. So you can see after working 1 half double crochet into those next 16, we still have 2 stitches left over. So we need to start and finish each of these rows with our half double crochet decrease. So we're going to do one right now. Yarn over, push your hook in that next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on your hook. Chain 1 and turn your work. So right now you should have a total of 18 stitches. We're working on the heel of our sock, okay? So here on this next heel row, you should have a total of 18 stitches. We're going to half double crochet decrease. Then we're going to do a regular half double crochet into each of the next 14 stitches. So go ahead and work those 14 half double crochets and then come back. Okay, so you finish those 14. We have 2 more left here. We're going to half double crochet decrease again. Pull through all 5. Chain 1 and turn your work. Now you should have a total of 16 stitches. So now we're going to half double crochet decrease. And work 1 regular half double crochet into each of the next 12 stitches. When you get to the end of this row, you're going to finish off with your half double crochet decrease, chain 1, turn your work, and then come back. You should have a total of 14 stitches now. Okay. So now you're going to work a half double crochet decrease and then 1 half double crochet into each of the next 10 stitches, finish with a half double crochet decrease, chain 1, turn your work, and then come back. So now we should have a total of 12 stitches. So now we're going to half double crochet decrease and then half double crochet once into each of the next 8 stitches. Finish with your half double crochet decrease, chain 1, turn your work, and then come back. And finish the row with a half double crochet decrease. And you should right now have a total of 10 stitches. We're going to half double crochet decrease, and work 1 half double crochet into each of the next 6 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then a half double crochet decrease to end that row. There we go. Chain 1 and turn your work. So now you should have a total of 8 stitches. Now we went from 20 and decreased down to 8. Now we're going to go from 8 and increase up to 20. So we're going to half double crochet 2 times into the first stitch, half double crochet once into each of the next 6, and then half double crochet twice in the last stitch. You're going to chain 1, turn your work. So now you should have 10 stitches. We're going to half double crochet 2 times in the first stitch. So 1, 2. We're going to half double crochet once into each of the next 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then twice into the last stitch. So by the end of this row, you should have 12 stitches in total. Chain 1 and turn your work. So now you're going to half double crochet twice into the first stitch, once into each of the following 10, and finish off with twice in the last stitch, chain 1, turn your work, and then come back. You're going to half double crochet twice in the first stitch, 1 into each of the next 12, twice into the last. By the end of that round, you should have 16. So go ahead and work that. Sorry, I keep saying round. Go ahead and finish that row. So 2 in the first one, 1 into each of the next 12, 2 in the last. Chain 1 and turn your work and then come back. Okay, so now you should have a total of 16 stitches. You're going to work 2 half double crochet in the first, 1 into each of the next 14, 2 into the last. Chain 1, turn your work, and come back. Okay, so after that row, chain 1, turn your work, you should have 18. So now we're getting to our last increase row here. So you're going to work 2 half double crochet in the first, 1 into each of the next 16, 2 in the last. By that, you'll have 20 stitches, and then come back and I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, so now that we finished all of those rows, we've got our heel here. You want to turn your work inside out, because we're going to be closing the side seams of the heel. So you want to make sure that those are going to end up inside the sock. Okay, oops, I got it tangled up here a little bit. All right, so make a chain 1, and now we're going to take our heel that we just worked and fold it right in half. And working up the side, we're going to work slip stitches evenly to close that side seam. So just line it up based on the rows there, and you're going to be working through both sides, working slip stitches all the way up. Okay, so just going to get that back on my hook. Now push it through the top here and line it up on the other side like that. And I'm going to give you a better look here where that is. It's right here in the corner where the heel meets the front portion of our ankle of the sock, okay? Right there in that little corner. You're just going to pull it through to work a slip stitch. First one could be a little tricky to get it going there. All right, just gonna try and give you a good view here. I'll hold it like this. Okay, see? So we're gonna work just evenly slip stitches all the way up. Just like that, working through both sides. So work your slip stitches up here and then cut the yarn to fasten it off and pull that little tail end through. So I've just finished working up that one side of my seam. I just snipped the end of my yarn to fasten it off, pulling that little bit through to secure it. And now I'm just going to go ahead and reattach here on the other side, making sure it's all even. So I'm just going to go ahead and push my hook through okay? Make your starting loop to get it on your hook here. And the reason why I'm starting at the top here rather than down here is because I'm going to work my slip stitches and then I'm already reconnected here at the corner of the sock to be able to start working around. So we're going to go ahead and just pull that through. If you prefer to work from here up, that's okay too, and then you can just reconnect. It's whatever you prefer. This is just what I prefer, so I'll be able just to continue on working. And it's just one less tail end that I have to weave in at the end. So go ahead and work those slip stitches down this other side of your heel to close that seam. Just be very careful that it's even. And then come back. Okay, so now that you've finished working your seam, just pull a little bit of that up so you don't lose your spot, because right now, remember, your work is inside out. So let's flip it back so it's the right way. And we're going to finish up with the ankle of our sock. Just finding my loop. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, chain 1, get your stitch marker and put it into that chain 1 space. And now we're going to work 1 half double crochet into every single stitch all the way around. So you're going to yarn over. Well, I don't have to tell you how to do a half double crochet, you definitely know by now. So we're just going to work 1 half double crochet into every single stitch all the way around. And a reminder, your stitch count right now, when you finish all the way around, you should have 40 stitches. You're going to close with a slip stitch, chain 1, and do another round of 1 half double crochet in every stitch. Okay, so go ahead and work, finish this round with 1 half double crochet in every stitch around, close with a slip stitch, chain 1, do another round of half double crochet, and then come back. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and take the stitch marker out. We're going to start this next round with a chain 2 and work your first double crochet stitch, and then we're going to mark the first stitch of this round with our stitch marker because we're going to work continuous rounds again, no closing these next few rounds. And now we're just going to work 1 double crochet stitch into each stitch all the way around for a total of 7 rounds. So go ahead and work 7 continuous rounds of just working 1 double crochet into each stitch, and then come back and I'll show you how we're going to finish off. Okay, so now that you've finished those rounds of double crochet, we're just going to work 1 single crochet stitch. So let's work 1 single crochet, mark the first one with your stitch marker, and then we're going to just continue on working 1 single crochet into every single stitch all the way around. And we're just doing 1 round of this, so go ahead and continue on. 1 single crochet into every single stitch, and then come back. All right, so now we finished working that round of single crochets just to clean up just the top edge of the sock, gives it a nice clean finish. We're going to fasten off our yarn, pull that little tail bit through. You can of course go ahead and take out that stitch marker now. And you'll just grab your tapestry needle. We're going to use that just to weave in our tail ends to hide and secure. So go ahead and get the yarn into your tapestry needle there, and I'll show you just with this one how I do it. So working, of course, onto the inside of the sock, you're just going to weave the tail ends in and out of a couple of the stitches on the inside just to hide and secure. I recommend doing the last little one as a knot, like this here. So I just will push it through. The last time I'm going to push it into a stitch, I push it through, but I leave a little bit of a loop, and then just push the yarn needle back through that loop and give it a tug. That way it just kind of really secures it well. So do that with all of your loose tail ends, and there you go, you're done. You have your sock. Repeat these steps for the other one. I hope you've enjoyed this pattern. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a look at the helpful links in the description below.